Hello, children. Welcome to English session. In today's class, we're going to see Pros 4, Anandi Gopal, and autobiography. So let's start our lesson. Let's see some new words from this chapter. The glossary: rapid, acquire, trial, tribulation, astonish, impress, poverty, wonder, emit, in vain, tall, renowned, frustrate, symmetry. So I want you all to repeat this word loudly and read the meanings. So before we go into the lesson, let's do some pre-reading tasks. Given below are the names of the Indian women who are considered great because of their service to India. Let's identify them and match them with their description. The fearless patriot who first unfurled India's flag at the International Assembly. Young Margaret Noble came under the spell of Swami Vivekananda. She came from distant Ireland to India to serve the people of this land. The next one, Jawaharlal Nehru's sister entered the non-cooperation movement. She was the first woman in India to hold a ministerial rank. Born in a Bengali family, graduated and worked as a teacher. She was an active member of Congress Party. She was undoubtedly one of the greatest political leaders of India. She was the first and the only woman to be elected as a Prime Minister. And all the answers I have given in the next column. So now we have looked of some of the great women of India, and we know about them because somebody had written their life stories or histories, right? So now I'm going to tell you about two kinds of writing. That is, one is autobiography, or one more is biography. Okay, so now what do you call this type of writing? What do you call the life history written by a person about himself? What is the information we get from this type of writing? What is the difference between a biography and an autobiography? Autobiography is a story of a person's life written by the person himself, while a biography is a story of a person's life written by somebody else. Okay, so now we're going to read an autobiography of Anandi Gopal. Who is Anandi Gopal now? She was the first Indian woman to receive education abroad and to obtain a medical degree. Okay, now how did she achieve this? What were the obstacles faced by her? What made her desire to become doctor? So we're going to get all these answers in the particular chapter. So this is a story which is called as the autobiography, where Anandi Gopal is writing about herself in this particular lesson. Paragraph 1. I was born on 31st March 1865 as Yamuna Joshi in Kalyan, a small town near Mumbai. My family used to be the landlords in the town but had lost their riches. When I was 9 years old, I was married and my name was changed to Anandi. So now she starts writing saying that she was born in Mumbai, in Kalyan. It's nearby Yamuna Joshi. Okay, and once they were very rich. They used to be a landlord. Their family used to be landlords, but they lost everything and they become a normal person, like normal or middle class people. And when she was 9 years old, she got married, and her name changed to Anandi. So before her marriage, she could barely read Marathi. She was not so good in education. She hardly used to read Marathi, and because education for girls is not common in that time. During that time, it was not common. The girls never used to go to school that time. So when she was not going to school, and she used to read properly or normally a Marathi. But her husband name was Gopal Rao. Okay, so who was Gopal Rao? Gopal Rao was an ardent supporter of widow remarriages and women's education. So he was a social worker, service person who used to who used to work for the women. Okay, women. So after their marriage, Anandi's and Gopal Rao marriage, what Gopal Rao has done, he started teaching her. Okay, he started teaching her. It was very difficult for her starting, but still he was trying to teach. Why it was very difficult? Because on those days, husband and wife, they were not talking to each other directly. Okay, they were. It was very difficult for them because when Gopal Rao was teaching to Anandi, it was very difficult for Anandi to talk to husband directly or sit and learn from him. It was very difficult for her. And during that time, her husband tried to admit Anandi into a school to get admission in a missionary school, but she didn't get admission there. So now her husband wanted that my wife has to study. So they shifted from Kalyan to Alibag. Alibag is something in Kolkata. Sorry, Alibag to Kolhapur and then Kolhapur to Calcutta. So they finally reached to the Calcutta, and there nobody was there who can stop my education, stop her education. Okay. Now in paragraph 3rd, Anandi says that after a progress, her husband decided that she should go for a higher education. And now what kind of professions she has to choose or they have selected. So Anandi wanted to become a doctor, that is female doctor, who were not there in our country that time. Okay, so many women have it's very difficult to go and share the female problems, right? The diseases or sicknesses to the male doctor. It was very difficult, and they also lost her infant son when she was only 14 years, right? So she decided, I want to become a doctor. I would like to become a doctor. Now in paragraph 4, Anandi says that her husband tried very hard to get admission in some university in America. Okay, and there was one lady called as Mrs. Carpenter of Roswell, New Jersey. Okay, by chance she came to know about her story, about Anandi's story, and she sent a letter to Anandi saying that I'll be like to help you. I would like to help you, and she also offered a college, and she said, you just come over here and I'll look after you everything, and I'll get you admission there. And even she tried to get a job for Gopal Rao, but it was very difficult to get a job for Gopal Rao in America. So Gopal Rao decided, let my wife, let she go alone to America and let she study there. Okay, so once these things came to know by our people, right, by our people, they started opposing, right, opposition, criticism, and they started throwing the stones or cow dung on us, because that was not the time. That during that era, it was not a time where the girls or the wife has to study more than a husband, or they're not allowed to go out of the house. They should be in four walls. When Gopal Rao has approached that he wanted his wife should study well, should become a doctor, right? So everybody were opposing him. But finally, what happened after lots of trials and trouble, everything, in June 1883, she left India and she reached America, and she met Carpenter. So Carpenter, she used to call her Carpenter Mavshi. So Mavshi in Tamil, in Marathi is aunt. And in paragraph 5, she says that when she was in America with Mrs. Carpenter, they both found a different thing or strange thing between each other. Okay, for example, for Carpenter, Mrs. Carpenter, she found it was very much strange that she used to sit down on the floor and she used to eat. This she never used to sit on the chair. Okay, and Mrs. Carpenter, about Mrs. Carpenter, Anandi felt that they were never used to take bath every day. Okay, and even Mrs. Carpenter used to feel very much strange about my her clothes, about her not eating non-vegetarian food. So like this is a strange things which they used to find within each other. Okay, but still Mrs. Carpenter used to take care of her like her own daughter, and she used to. And when I got admission in a women's college, that time when I was leaving her, when she was leaving Mrs. Carpenter cried like a child, like how mother cry when her daughter goes out somewhere, a new place somewhere, right? So it's the same way she cried for Anandi. Now, in paragraph 6, the superintendent and the secretary of college, they very much kind, okay, and they were very much impressed that she had come from India to America for study purpose, okay, and even they were very much happy that being so much brave, that you are very much brave, and even though you fought with your people and you came here for study, and being show that kindness, they offered her a scholarship for 3 years, okay, and then she got a room which is near to the college, but the room was not a proper did not have a proper fireplace is nothing but a place where you can have the fire, okay, and that fireplace used to emit is nothing but it has to leave too much of smoke when we used to lit it, okay, and it was very difficult for for Anandi to choose between the smoke and the cold, okay, but she tried that let me search for a new house, a new room somewhere, but it was very difficult for her to get a new room, especially when you are a brown is nothing but a other country girl, especially when you are a Hindu girl, okay, so it was very difficult for her to get a room or get a house for a rental purpose, but for 2 years she started be in the same room, and when after some time she noticed that she was having a constant temperature and cough, okay, and well, she was living in an alien culture, so it was very difficult for her to it was very difficult with the staying with the alien people and also with the weather, okay, but she was ready to face it because she had an aim that she wanted to become a doctor. Now, in paragraph 8, we see that her health was affected very badly as she was staying in the same room, and around 2 years she was in USA in the same room which was not having a proper firefly, and she used to fell down because of unconscious, and her temperature used to be very much high, and the cough was always there with her. That means for 2 years she was in the same room, which leads to the high temperature and the cough, and now it was worsened, that day by day it was getting worse. So by the end of the third year her state was worsened, and somehow she finished her final exam, and other convocation is nothing but when you finish your graduation, you are to be supposed to give the certificates, right, that you have completed. So that time the husband has Mr. Gopal Rao, he had come there for the convocation, and when she got the convocation, that time her husband declared or announced that she was the first woman doctor of India, and everybody in that particular stadium or particular place, they all stood and gave an ovation, nothing but a clapping. That was the most wonderful movement of her life, okay, and after that, day by day, what happened, she was going through a worse condition, and it was like too bad. So what husband did, her husband had admitted her to a hospital, this women's hospital in Philadelphia, and when they were checking, diagnosis nothing but checking, when they checking, they found that that Anandi had a tuberculosis, okay, and the disease had reached, but the disease has not reached to the lungs, okay. The doctor advised her to go back to India, and you can have your treatment in India. So in 9th paragraph we see that as the doctor have told her that she has to go back to India as the disease has not reached the lungs. So when she was returning to India, the situation. So when she was back to home, on the ship, and this health was worsened, okay. And here there was a doctor on the ship, and he refused to treat a brown woman. That he doesn't want to treat a brown woman. So once she reached India, she has gone to her cousin's place in Pune, and she's supposed to receive a treatment from a famous Ayurvedic specialist. But this famous Ayurvedic specialist, what did he do? He didn't treat her. He refused to treat her because as per him, she crossed all the limits of the society. She crossed all the boundaries of the society. She didn't follow the Indian culture. So he refused to treat her. So finally, so as nobody was treating her, so in the year 1887, on 26th February, she frustrated all her achievements were in vain. So she felt that day that whatever I have earned, I fought with my people, I went to other country, I learned, I got educated, I got graduate, I came back to India as a doctor, but now it all has gone into vain. Okay, and she died at the age of 22 years. Okay, and throughout the India she was mourned. Okay, and her ashes, because Mrs. Carpenter wanted the ashes to put in her family cemetery in Pokisia. So what did happen? Her ashes were sent to Mrs. Carpenter. Anandibai's efforts, it was not in vain. It didn't wasted, because to this day, right now, so she's inspiration to many girls, especially to Indian girls. Okay, who can just walk off life. Okay, they can do everything, and because of her, she made us to believe. She made every human girls to believe that they can do whatever if they believe in themselves. Okay, and nobody can take out their dreams. Nobody can take out their dreams if they have a potential to achieve. Okay, so whatever you wish. So she was the inspiration to all the girls. Whatever you wish, if you have that potential, if you have that encouragement, if you have a belief on yourself, you can achieve your dream. And this is what every woman, every girls have been learned from Anandi Bai. Okay, and today in Maharashtra government, we have a fellowship on her name. We have a fellowship on her name, and especially for the working women's health, which are working on the women's health. And this is how Anandi's life have inspired everyone. So everyone there, did you understand the story? Yes. So Anandi wanted to tell us through her story that if you want to achieve something in your life, and if you have the potential, if you have the dream, if you have that much of energy to fulfill your dreams, then you can do it and nobody can stop you. So to achieve something, we should have the strong mind. Okay, you should make up your mind and should be ready for all kind of difficulties. This is what we have learned from Anandi, and she was an inspiration for everybody, that we have to be like her. Thank you. Meet you in the next session.